Alright, welcome everybody. So today we have Hercules again. Now this isn't like a refreshed build or to replace the last one. It's more so of going over more damage items. So let's start. So I will go over these items, and as always I will go over a different variety of items for different scenarios if you want more damage or you want to be have a little bit more protection. So how I like to play my Hercules, Shocks, and Vamanas is have a lot of health regeneration. That's how I like to play those three warriors, because they all have really high health regeneration. Now, Hercules recently, he got nerfed on his 3, so he doesn't heal as much. So having these couple items here, as you may see already, will help that out quite a bit. So let's start with the warrior boots, because we sport warriors. We're a warrior. We get the warrior boots because they give penetration and everything like that. Next, I see Yoan's Wrath picked up quite often on Hercules. So I want to go a little bit more damage route, and Yoan's Wrath does work out pretty well because you have the power, penetration, and also a really great passive with the 25% cooldown reduction. So that way you can do your 2-in-1 combo a lot more often. So you can bring them into your your side of the map, or towards your team, or the case may be. Or if you miss quite often, having a lot of cooldown reduction allows you to make up for that, so you can try to land it more often. So it works out fairly well if you want to go the damage route for Hercules. Next, the Stone of Gaia and Shield of Regrowth combination. I personally really like this, and this is like my source for defense for Hercules or Shock or even Vamana. So that way, these two together, and on top of your 3, you have a lot of HP 5 coming in. So even though our physical protections may be low, but we make up for that with a high health regeneration that we get back. So that's why I like those two items a lot. Now, if it was Assault and I get Hercules and fighting against 2 or more mages, I pick up Stone of Gaia as my very first item, because the mages are not going to hurt you at all, and even the physical guys aren't going to hurt you that much because you have the high health regeneration. So it works out pretty well, and with the MP5 and Assault is really important, so you can keep using your abilities more often. And the Shield of Regrowth, it's a nice little bruiser item with having that magical protection and still having a little bit extra physical power. And then finally, or not finally, but the last couple items, Shifter Shield. It's a really great item for high physical power. As long as you're above 50% health threshold, you have 60 physical power, and with as much healing as Hercules gets, typically you'd run in going with 60 physical power from this one item. And if in case you do drop below, you gain extra protections and you become a little bit more tanky. Now with this item slot, you can change it up for a few items. If you want a little bit more physical defense and still want to do some damage, you could probably pick up Runeforge Hammer, a really cheap item. You're getting a lot of protections, health, and a really great passive that turns a percentage of your physical protections into power. Now if you want to be a little bit more tanky in the physical defense department, you can probably go into your Iron Mail and pick up Mystical Mail. Mystical Mail is a really strong item, more so late game, or sorry, early game, not late game. Early game, because 40 points of magical damage per second is a lot early game. Late game, not too much, but it does help you out finishing those really low HP guys that are just barely getting out. So if I just wanted to do a lot of physical protections, I would just pick up Mystical Mail. Like, you can replace one of these other magical protections item for this if you want to go against a little bit more physical gods there. Now, if you want more penetration, you can probably pick up Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane, not too bad of an item for your basic attacks and whatnot. Or what I see sometimes also is going under Light Blade and picking up Shin Size. Shin Size does a lot of damage with your basic attacks. So I mean, Hercules doesn't do that much with his abilities. Well, his ulti, definitely a different story. But you can pick up Shin Size in combination with our very last item here, Frostbound Hammer. Frostbound Hammer on Hercules it's a really scary thing, because if you're getting smacked with the Hercules club with Frostbound Hammer, he's going to be able to stick to you really well, and buy him enough time for him to have his abilities back up within the next 10 seconds if you have the Yoan's Wrath. And also makes him a little bit more tanky with that 400 extra health. and it's overall a pretty decent item to have on Hercules if you want to go the damage route. So you just kind of stick onto them with that Shinsai is active. Your basic attacks are going to be hitting pretty hard and whatnot. So power sitting at 150, but we do have Shinsai, so we have that extra damage there. If you were to pick up the Shifter Shield, you'll be having the additional 30 power, and also with the passive, we gain extra physical power due to our missing health. So, let's do some basic attacks here. Overall, not too bad. If we need to heal up, just hit 3 and you become immortal. If you just hit 3. Go to Robot real quick. Now, sometimes what I see on the Hercules is picking up Greater Blink. So, in case if you miss your 2 or whatever, you can like blink in, turn around, and then push the enemy towards your side of the map. I've seen that done before. It's quite interesting to see. I guess Robot just gave up on life. He didn't want to. So overall, not too bad. Pretty much wraps up for the build video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.